It is Easter Sunday, so we're going to do some cocktails that are spring and Easter inspired. Yeah, so, hey, look, I'm standing. I am not sitting. Yay. So, what are we going to do? We're going to do some cocktails this evening. I'm a little flustered because we're just a few minutes behind because everything was taking just a little longer because trying to hobble around and get used to working with a crutch or a cane as opposed to both. And yeah, just we're gonna get this going. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right. So, hi. It's been a week. It's been an okay week, actually. It hasn't been too bad. Um, we got to celebrate with some friends on Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Wednesday night?
Yep. So that was good. That was awesome. And we had we have, and from that we got a couple of champagne flutes. Yep. Which you totally can't see the logo that's in them. But so I'm going to. Here's the trick. If you take something white and shove it into the glass, you should be able to see that. Yes. Right. So there you go. Yep. That's the transgender visibility or transgender out logo. So got to celebrate with friends because it was Transgender Day of Visibility on Wednesday. And NCTE did a National Center for Transgender Equality did their annual awards. And so we did a virtual award ceremony for them. And that was cool. That was fun. Those are our pod mates, by the way. So, we're not violating like maskless rules or anything along those lines. It was just the pod mates. Additionally, we have the best friends in the world because our friends Jeff and Molly, who are huge Star Wars fans, look at what they found for us. Yeah, special release Star Wars Day, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. This gives us 3 different versions of Grogu. Apparently, we're pretty happy with Grogu. So there you go. And we may even put a drink in the Mandalorian in Mandy this evening. So yeah.
We're coming.
Yay! We have people. We have 4 people. Excellent. I'm assuming David and Chris will join us if they haven't already. I can't. Oh wait, there we go. There's comments. Yay! No comment moderation. Awesome. All right, so if you're here, log in, say hi. Just let me know you're here. Whew, I need some rum. I think I need some rum. We need something to start this off with. Toast. Well, what are we going to do for a toast? I think what we should do for a toast is something kind of mellow and nice. Let's do some Appleton 12 year. That's right here. I got a couple of glasses. The wife's going to join me. And we have music playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it. If you can, let us know. If you
Crutch.
Crutch, yes. This is my wife. She is also my crutch. She gets me through life. Yes. And for that, I give her rum. That's how this works.
And I juice.
And she juices. Yes, she gives me juice, so I give her rum.
Yes.
And drinks based on rum.
Yes.
And tequila. And gin. And we're going to do all of those this evening. It's going to be, just... Okay, so we're not doing the wheat-based or the grain-based, but other than that, well, I don't know. I don't know what the gin is. I don't know what the space spirit on the gin is.
I don't know.
We're using aviation. Is that?
I think that's grain.
That's probably grain-based. Okay. All right. So a toast to springtime, to renewal, to whatever faith you happen or not happen to celebrate. It's spring, for goodness sake!
Yay!
At least we hope so. It did snow earlier this week.
Hey, Dana, congrats on getting a shot.
Yay! Dana! Yay! Dana's back. Yay! I did a bad thing. So while we were trying to prep for this, one of the things that took a while was, it turns out I was running low on a particular rum, so I had to go to the bottom shelf in the back to get it. I had not been actually on the ground since I injured my ankle 2.5 weeks ago.
And instead of saying, sweetie, could you check for me? Because I was in the room.
I was stubborn. I went down on the ground to go get this bottle of rum, and I found it. But
and then he had to get up.
I couldn't get up. I had to find a little step stool and lean over and hop up on the step stool and that sort of thing. But you're not here to listen to me talk about my ankle, other
David
than
and Chris
look,
are
look,
over across
I'm
the bay.
moving, I'm moving. Yay, David and Chris. David and Chris usually come into us from Kansas, and they're now on Molly. Which means,
are you on Molly yet, or are you just
Molly.
prepping her, getting her in the water? What's the status of Molly?
They are at least Molly adjacent. Molly being their boat, and that boat
I know
is
they
now,
had a hotel room at least the other night.
Right. So their boat is in Maryland at this point.
Currently, Easton, Maryland.
Right. So the other end, they'd have to come around to come to us in Alexandria,
or we'd have to go over the Evil Bridge, but we still have shots to get. So soon.
Bang bang. Actually, I'll be in this arm.
Yeah, another. I think it's like a week and a half. We get our second shot. And
yeah, something like that.
2 weeks after that, hey Ruth.
So I am going to try to do this one standing up, and I may lean across the bar a bunch. So, deal. All right.
And I can always get him the chair.
Right.
So.
She can. Molly's at the landing. Okay. They are at the Oxford Inn. Okay, but you're close. You are much closer to us. We are much closer to you. What does springtime in the Washington, D.C. metro area mean? It means cherry blossoms. Yeah, so we're going to do a cocktail this evening. We're going to start with one called the Cherry Blossom. And I would like to point out that while a lot of the cocktails that I do here trace their origins back to early antiquity of tiki, so the 1930s, 1940s. Some of them are from the 70s and 80s, and then I jump forward, but they're like the classic real cocktails. I mean, this is like authentic, the movers and shakers of tiki-dom. And a lot of the other cocktails I do are from big luminaries within the cocktail society, or whatever that is, cocktail community. However, this cocktail that I'm going to do, the Cherry Blossom, is brought to you by the Hilton Garden Inn. Yep, this is a Hilton Garden Inn original. I have no idea who designed it for Hilton Garden Inn, but apparently in springtime, particularly in the Washington, D.C. area, you can get a Cherry Blossom cocktail made for you at the Hilton Garden Inns. And so we're going to go ahead and do that this evening. So we're going to start with shaker, and we need, what do we need? We need grenadine. We only need 1/4 ounce of grenadine. Where is my grenadine? There's my grenadine, which is good because I do need to make up more grenadine. Actually, I need to make up a bunch of syrups. I'm getting to the point where my syrups are starting to crystallize, and that is the point at which I toss my syrups. So this is a marked change in the structure of the syrup and the flavor of the syrup. Time to throw those out, time to go with something else and make something else. I probably would have done that earlier, but, last couple of weeks standing in front of the stove, not so much. Okay, so let's do this. 1/4 ounce. There we go, 1/4 ounce grenadine. We have 4 cocktails to get through here, so I do need to move with a little alacrity, whatever. All right, so 1/4 ounce of grenadine. And then we need 1 ounce of grapefruit juice. No, we did not run right out and purchase grapefruits, so we are still using grapefruit juice from a can, but at least it is, in fact, 100% white grapefruit juice from Ocean Spray. Nothing else added. At least I believe there's nothing else added. Grapefruit juice. Okay, it is from a concentrate, so it is water and grapefruit juice concentrate, but yeah, that's about it. All right. I'm going to do a full ounce of grapefruit juice. And I got to tell you that my guess is that if you were to order this from a Hilton Garden Inn, you would not be getting fresh grapefruit juice. You would be lucky if it was white grapefruit juice. Probably not. All right, so there's that. Then we need 1 ounce of lime juice, which my sweetie has just recently juiced for me. 1 ounce lime juice. This is not a rum cocktail. This is a tequila cocktail. And we are going to go ahead... tart, yummy. We are going to go ahead and use our favorite mixing tequila here, which is the Rocks Tequila Terramana. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And that is 1 1/4 ounces. So I'm going to do 3/4 ounce. Right there. And then 1/2 ounce. You'll note that the last couple of weeks, the bottles have not necessarily come with speed pourers on them because I've not had just that brief couple of minutes ahead of time to swap out these corks for the speed pourers. So I'm doing the best that I can here. All right, that's it. That's all. We got grenadine, lime juice, grapefruit juice, and Blanco tequila in this. We're going to throw some ice in here. Shake that up. Nice one single scoop of ice. That goes right in there. Lid that up. And shake. There we go, nice and cold. We've got that frost forming on the outside. And now we're going to put this into a couple of glasses. I was going to go with martini glasses, but I guess I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go with these two little guys right here. They look cute. Hilton Garden Inn salts the rim on these. I could do that. It's a pain because I don't have my salt down here. And I would have to go and do the whole thing, and it would be a thing, and so I'm not going to do that. There is supposed to be a garnish for these, which would be a grapefruit rind or a maraschino cherry. I abhor those little maraschino cherry things. Come on, open. There we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to reach in here to our cupboard of grapefruit rinds, like this. These are dissected grapefruit rind, or desiccated grapefruit rinds. Dissected? That would be weird. How do you dissect a grapefruit rind? I don't know. Very small scalpel. All right, so just a couple of chunks of grapefruit. We are going to double strain this. So that goes there. I need one of these, single strain, and one of these for the double strain. This is not a very big cocktail, so I'm going to fill that to the wash line, hop over here. These are not very big glasses either. We'll see how close I come. Oh, that's not bad at all in terms of where the wash line is on these guys. As I glance down at the broadcast, I can actually see the cocktails, at least the top of the cocktails, so I know what you're seeing. That actually looks pretty good to me. So we're just going to garnish that with a little desiccated grapefruit peel. There and there. And what we have here is a pair of cherry blossoms. So salute to spring.
David asked about other celebrity gins and whiskeys. I know Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds used to be associated with aviation. He since sold that brand.
I think so.
And, other notables. Sammy Hagar has a brand of tequila. Cabo Wabo, I think, is his tequila.
I like this.
There's a ton of them. Our cognac that we used to have was Conjure, which I forget which rapper. That's their.
He
that's
was
their
in
brand.
Fast and Furious.
Right. Totally. I'm gonna blank. So yeah, him. So there are a ton of them.
And
Celebrity endorsement and a celebrity involved in the alcohol making doesn't necessarily mean it is any better or any worse.
now,
Be a little
supposedly,
skeptical.
Rock actually goes down to the
Rock's
distillery.
Rock's
and,
just awesome.
Yeah,
Dwayne's
and
awesome. So
pays living wage and does college
Cookie.
scholarships and all kinds of stuff. So
well, that is quite nice. That's it's not a flavor profile that I'm used to.
yeah,
It's wow, and the Terramana
is
goes
it Ludish?
ludicrous. I think that's right.
Yeah.
That might be right.
And we're trying something new. I'm actually posting the recipes as he makes them. So
Right. So
But
Bruno Mars has a rum. We have not had that.
right, I want to
No,
try.
or wait, no, we do. It's this Silveray, right?
Right.
So we have that.
Right.
In fact, it's going to go in one of the cocktails this
That's
evening.
right. That's right.
Who Famous has gin and whiskey. Whiskey's
I'll look it up.
whiskey's hard because there's so many celebrity endorsements for whiskeys.
That it's
But-
hard to tell if they're involved in the process
Right.
or
Right.
are an advertiser or just put money on into it so that they can be related. So
And Dana agrees. The Rock rocks.
the
Yep.
rock rocks.
And has for quite a while. Yeah, we like The Rock around here. And if you're not watching it, if you need a half-hour long break from reality and just some comedy, The Young Rock, which is a comedy that is based upon a presumed presidential bid by The Rock and him talking to and getting interviewed about his youth and upbringing. And so it delves into the history, The Rock's history. I don't know how much of it is true, how much of it is false, but it's a lot of fun and it's fluff for the brain. So, there you go. If you're tired of like serious, in-depth, oh my gosh, plotline, then there you could do that. Or you could watch Godzilla versus Kong, which also not exactly deep on the plot line, but monsters beating the heck out of each other. Good stuff. All right, springtime in DC, cherry blossom. This is, I would not be offended to order this at the next time I'm at a Hilton Garden Inn, whenever
Dave Heinz and
that might be.
Chris are having
They're having Riesling. I'm not familiar with that particular cocktail. Oh wait, does it come pre-bottled? Yeah, of course I'm joking. Yes. You have to tell me what kind of Riesling it is. Riesling comes in a variety of different forms. So how sweet is it? Is it a Cabernet, please? Okay, cherry blossom. That is tart and delicious and quite refreshing. I think I would like a little more tequila in that. Just like it's an ounce and a half or an ounce and a quarter. I think I might go an ounce and a half, and that would be a little tastier to me. But that is delightful, and you could drink those in a garden bar, in a hotel bar all night long, and be feeling no real pain. And there's not a whole lot of sugar in there, so hangover probably not much of a thing. So if you've got presentations the next day, there you go. There's your drink for you.
pre-bottled and free. It came with the room.
There we go. This is what I want. I'm gonna go. Whew. Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna lean over here on the crutch for a bit. Yeah, that'll help. Okay, so there's springtime, cherry blossom festivals in DC, which is always a thing. It's a lot of people, and this year I guess the people are down, which is good. But tourists come in from all over the world to see the cherry blossoms bloom. They bloomed really early this year. I heard they were very, very pretty. I wasn't about to go down there, but I'll go down there next year probably. Next up, today is also Easter Sunday for all of those that follow Easter or are some shade of Christendom, or just like bunnies and eggs and chocolate. For all of you, it's Easter Sunday. So we're going to do a drink in the Easter tradition called Sin Takes a Holiday. So the tradition, right, is of course Christ rose on the third day, absolving man of sin, or at least for the eternal death. And so basically that seems to fit, sin going on a holiday, at least for a day. All right, I'm willing to go with that. So this one I just ran across in Kindred Cocktails. Always feel free to just run through Kindred Cocktails. There's all sorts of interesting things in there about different cocktails, different riffs on different things. We've got a hand up, which means there's a question.
Godzilla versus Kong was great.
Oh, so that's not a question, or was it?
Saw it at Dolby Theater.
Wow, actually seeing it in a theater. It probably would have been better in a theater because, despite the fact that I have a fairly large screen, it doesn't do justice to critters like Godzilla and Kong. So, but it was still fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I think it's the last one in the MonsterVerse series that they have currently planned. So it will be interesting to see where they go from here, and if this does well enough, they may continue the MonsterVerse.
There were people down for cherry blossom. They closed the bridge due to traffic.
Oh wow, closing the bridge to traffic. That's not so good. Yeah. All right.
Michael Jordan has a tequila.
That didn't surprise me.
Guy Fury and Sammy Hagar has Santo Pino Blanco tequila.
Yeah, so Star is sitting here reading me a list of celebrities that have brands of alcohol. You know, if you like a particular celebrity, I've got nothing wrong with going out and buying their product. See what it's like. I mean, maybe it's good. We use Aviation Gin all the time around here, and I think it's actually a pretty good gin. And of course, Ryan Reynolds is freaking hilarious, so yay. All right. But Sin Takes a Holiday. This is a cocktail created in 2014 by a bartender that, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with. Rafa Garcia Febles? 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 Don't know. But here, we're going to go with that. It's a rum-based cocktail, and title is Sin Takes a Holiday. I have not made this cocktail before, so we're going to see what it's like. We're going to start with a ½ ounce of spiced syrup. I think their recipe actually calls for cinnamon syrup. I tend to not keep a straight-up cinnamon syrup on hand. I just keep the spice syrup, which you can tell is beginning to crystallize at the bottom, so we don't want to use that too much longer. ½ ounce. ½ ounce. There we go, there's a ½ ounce. I'm trying to do this, trying to get the syrups in first so I can clean out my jigger. Also, the syrups I make almost entirely at home, with a few exceptions, and so they are principally pretty cheap for me to make. As a consequence, you know, with the adage of cheaper ingredients go in first, so if you forget where you are, you can just throw it out, and you're not spending, you know, your $200 cognac when you do that. So we're going to go cheaper ingredients first and stickier ingredients first. Next up, lime juice, ½ ounce. Which one? This is the lime juice. Whew, gotta tell you, while sitting in a chair was kind of awkward, standing is a little tiring. We're still good. We're good though. ½ ounce. What else? 2 ounces of grapefruit juice. Grapefruit juice. I have opened my grapefruit juice. We need 2 ounces of this. There's a distinct chance I'm going to need more grapefruit juice at some point tonight. Not sure. All right, 2 ounces of grapefruit juice. And then, because this is a really juice-forward drink, we need 2 ounces of pineapple juice as well. And no, tonight we don't have fresh pineapple juice. We just have canned. Y'all can, I don't know, take away my tiki cred at some point if you want to, because I have canned pineapple juice. Wow. Look, sometimes you don't have fresh pineapple. Also, near as I can tell, like Smuggler's Cove and several of the other, you know, big tiki bars, they don't use entirely fresh pineapple. They use a mix of canned and fresh pineapple juice. It's a little cheaper for them, and it helps them with their consistency of the cocktails. Because, of course, the canned pineapple juice is always going to be, you know, pretty much the same. Okay, spice syrup, lime juice, grapefruit juice, pineapple juice, and then 2 kinds of rum. Now, this cocktail actually calls specifically for 2 rums. One is the Flor de Cana Dry 4-year, and I don't actually have that particular Flor de Cana. The Flor de Canas that I have are the 12 and the 15-year, and that is not the direction that this cocktail is clearly calling for. So I'm going to go for a white rum, and in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use Bruno Mars's rum, the Silveray, right here. We're going to go ahead and use that, and that's 1 ounce of this particular rum. In general, I really like Nicaraguan rums. There's nothing particularly Nicaraguan about Silveray. I just happen to kind of like this rum, and so we're going to go ahead and use it. Flor de Cana also, despite having some problems with its workforce early on, has done a remarkably good job of helping support their workforce in recent years. So good on them. Second rum. It's a Navy strength Jamaican style rum. I probably don't even need to tell you what that is at this point. The specific Navy style Jamaican rum is, of course, Smith & Cross, which I don't know a home tiki enthusiast that is doing authentic tiki cocktails that doesn't keep at least a bottle of Smith & Cross lying around somewhere. So yeah, there we go. This is just an uncommonly flavorful, yummy rum. It's done in a Jamaican style. It is a blend. It's slightly overproof, not too overproof. That wasn't quite topped off. So there we go. And it's easily found. It's pretty inexpensive. It's just a good rum for its price point. 1- bitters. They call for Angostura bitters. We're not going to do that. We're going to move over here to my bitters table, and we are going to reach for the Embittermint bitters. So Embittermint is a company here local to the DC area that produce really nice bitters and produce a really pretty nice podcast as well, Modern Bar Cart. And we're going to go ahead and use their tiki bitters, which in this case is their Typhoon tiki bitters, and it's just a single dash. Soup. There we go. I'm going to need this for other things, so I'm just going to leave it here, and then I'll promptly forget it, and then go over looking for it, and then I won't be able to find it, and you know how that all works. We need ice, and we're going to shake this. So this is shake, and then strain it over some crushed ice. So we're going to use cubed ice to start with. There we go. And then I'm going to get a glass and fill it with some crushed ice. And what do you think here, people? Do you want a Mai Tai glass? Or do you want like a zombie glass? You want a tall, narrow, or a shorter, squatter glass? What do you think? Shores of Carcosa? Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe. Sure, let's go that. Unless somebody has otherwise an objection, but I don't see one, so we're going to go with that. I'm going to fill that glass with crushed ice. There we go. I may need more crushed ice, I don't know. All right, so that's going to go here. Shake this. I'm just out of force of habit. I'm just sort of tapping this. There's not any real pressure on that because that's not where you're getting your seal from. I also glommed onto a secret. So you'll often see bartenders that when they start their shaking process, they shake actually slowly and then they build up. And so what they're trying to do is they're not sure what the seal is at this point because you're not hammering this down. So they're just trying to get the air a little colder in here. Right? So you're trying to create a little bit of a vacuum. You're trying to shrink up the metal here so you get a good seal. And then once you've got that good seal, then you can really go to town on this because you know you've got that nice seal. And you don't have to worry about it. And so then you can switch over and do things like this. One-handed shake. Whew, workout. Especially when you can't put like weight on one leg. I can, it's just awkward and I'm a little leery about how much weight I can put on it. So, yeah. Yes, in essence, I'm being a little bit of a baby, or you could say I'm just being overly cautious. Either one, I'm happy with. We're going to strain this into here. We don't need to double strain it. So this is Sin Takes a Holiday. Well, that's nice and frothy because of the pineapple juice. There we go. Not quite at the wash line. I should... Dried pineapple. Do I have dried pineapple? There's my dried pineapple. Need a cocktail pick. Well, let's use one of the, no, let's use one of the, no, those. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, those smaller ones.
Smaller ones? Okay. Got it.
One of them, those, the other, no, them, these. Yeah, that. Got it. Small. Smaller? Yes, got them. Okay, good. This is how married couples communicate.
Yeah.
And these skewers, and part of the reason I wanted to do them is so that we could give a shout out to Dizzy Diva
Diva.
that produces these guys. All right, so since there's pineapple in here, I'm going to go ahead and just put those on the skewer. Right, we've got a little tiki skewer. You can see that. 3 little bits of pineapple that goes in there. So they're going to soak in that. That can go back there. And we need a straw. How about something with a rainbow on it? That'll work. Rainbow.
From
Surfside
Surfside Sips. 20% off with code Lovecraft.
Okay, so this drink, like I said, 2014, a bartender by the name of Rafa Garcia Fibles out of New York. I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about this drink other than the ingredients that are in it and the fact that Sin's taking a holiday, so it seemed appropriate for Easter. So we're going to take a sip. And
did you tell him your take on Easter today?
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
I have not told them that. That's it's a credible cocktail. I think that'll go well for you.
I'm probably gonna love it.
Yeah. It's got the pineapple in it. There's a little bit of a weird flavor in that. I'm not sure at the very end what that weirdness is. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be the fact that my spice syrup is not quite as sweet as it should be because, well, it's crystallizing. I probably need a little bit of my barware cleaned up here. So we've had a drink that was commemorating springtime in DC. That was the cherry blossom. We've had a drink that commemorates kind of the idea of Easter, right? The whole sin takes a holiday, at least for a day, giving mankind hope for the future. So now it's time to play around a little bit. And we're going to go off book. We're going to go away from tiki for a bit. Yeah, I know the cherry blossom wasn't tiki, but we're going to go further afield. And we're going to go with a classic cocktail. And around this time, I start seeing posts on Facebook from friends that are either adamantly non-Christian or just want to rib their Christian friends a little bit. And so I'm going to go with that. And we are going to do the classic cocktail, the Corpse Reviver, because why not, right?
Zombie Jesus!
Nope, not Zombie Jesus. No. Hold that thought. This is the Corpse Reviver. Corpse Reviver number 2, in fact. There's a whole line of Corpse Reviver cocktails. Last time I looked, I think I was able to nail down like 8 different Corpse Revivers, consecutively numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pretty much everybody will tell you the drink that gets, if you order a Corpse Reviver, you're going to get the number 2. And this is by far the best of the Corpse Reviver line. Now, how does it get its name Corpse Reviver? It's because it was designed to be a drink to have the morning after. So some night where you had tied one on pretty heavily, and the next morning you were feeling a little bit of pain, one of these Reviver classes of cocktails would come at you and perk you right up, or at least make you feel as if you were perky. I don't know what it would happen in the afternoon or the evening after that, but yeah, there you go. That whole hair of a dog thing, whatever. I don't get it. I think the Corpse Reviver is a perfectly wonderful drink to have any time of the day, and I would certainly never drink alcohol in order to get me over a hangover. Bad idea. Bad idea. But we are going to do the Corpse Reviver number 2. And in order to do that, we need a couple of glasses. Normally these glasses would be chilled, but I'm not going to worry about it. The Corpse Survivor number 2 uses absinthe, but it uses absinthe as not a base ingredient. It uses it as sort of a secondary ingredient. And so, like the Sazerac, that the absinthe is either poured into the glass and then swirled around just to coat the inside of the glass. Now, I have a plant sprinkler here that I use, plant mister, for my absinthe. And it gives a fairly wide spray, which means I can actually do 2 glasses at the same time. So I'm just going to do that spritz like that. That's just going to coat my the glasses, with absinthe. Yeah. Which, by the way, makes a fine, not aftershave. No, don't do it as an aftershave. Cologne. Cologne is the word I'm looking for. Yes, it makes a fine cologne. Absinthe is wonderful. Okay, so the glasses are coated with absinthe. I'll probably put a couple of drops in as well, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so what are we going to do? I'm going to shake again. Whew, combining the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to start with a 2-to-1 simple syrup, and much like the spice syrup, this is starting to crystallize as well, which means it's about time for this to go away. We need a 1/2 ounce of that. Come on. There we go. 1/2 ounce. 2-to-1 simple syrup. So that's 2 parts sugar, 1 part water. By volume or weight. If you're using white sugar, it really doesn't matter. It's so close to one another, you're not going to tell the difference. Lemon juice. So we're switching from lime, we're going to lemon. Oh, that's an interesting feature we have there. Oh, it looks like a little brain floating in there. All right. Sorry, easily distracted. Squirrel. Lemon juice. How much lemon juice? We need 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice for the Corpse Survivor number 2. Number 2, Corpse Survivor number 2, 3/4 of an ounce lemon juice. Then there is discrepancies on what should go in here next. We are going to end with some gin, but before that, there needs to be a fortified wine, like vermouthy kind of thing that goes in here. And for years, it was Lillet Blanc that would go in there. But Lillet seems to have changed their recipe, and so a number of individuals have gone to other things. There is a Tempus Fugit product that I cannot remember the name of because it's French and I cannot pronounce French and it doesn't stick in my brain at all. Something about the French thoughts just surrendering to other thoughts in my brain. I don't know what's up with that. The other primary substitution is Cochi Americano, and we happen to have some Cochi Americano that I need to use. There it is. Right, it comes in standard sort of vermouth bottle. I transfer all of my vermouths, all of my wine-based liqueurs into
La Era de Oro.
And I convert them all to smaller bottles, so there is less oxygen contact with the liquor, and and store them in the refrigerator, and they last much longer. If you go to a bar and their vermouth bottle has dust on it, and it's sitting on their back bar, don't order anything with vermouth in it, because you don't know how long that vermouth has been sitting there. It has definitely gone bad. Vermouth is at its base a wine. It goes bad just like any other wine. It oxidizes, and let me tell you, the flavors on a bad vermouth, on a vermouth that have gone off, are not complementary to pretty much anything. Maybe certain salad dressings, but that would be about it. Cochi Americano, 3/4 of an ounce. There we go. We do need 3/4 of an ounce of some form of orange liqueur. You could use triple sec, you could use a curacao, whatever you happen to have on hand. We are in fact going to use a curacao just because this is what I have on hand, is Pierre Ferrand. I really love this curacao, and it is messing with my ability to get rid of my triple sec, because I keep reaching for this and not the bottle of triple sec that I have. And I just have, El Cheapo, de Coupier, whatever, triple sec, orange flavored neutral spirit. This is so much better. Eventually I'm going to have to get rid of the triple sec. It's probably going in a punch at some point. That's all I can think of. 3/4 of an ounce of this. So once you get to the alcohols, you're looking at 3/4 of an ounce of each. So 3/4 of an ounce of your vermouth, 3/4 of an ounce of your triple sec, 3/4 of an ounce of gin. And here we're going celebrity gin again. Celebrity alcohol again. We're going with the Ryan Reynolds, formerly associated with Aviation Gin. 3/4 of an ounce of this. Can y'all hear the music? Is it good?
We had a yes.
You got a yes on the music?
Amanda says, so I need to use up my vermouth or start putting it in smaller bottles.
You definitely need to start putting it in smaller bottles, especially during COVID, when you're sort of locked down. I just find it's amazingly hard to get through a bottle of vermouth. I buy vermouth from anytime I see vermouth in smaller bottles, I'll buy the smaller bottles, and those often, once I open them, I split them into even smaller bottles. So yeah, there. That's what I do. Tends to keep my vermouth much longer than otherwise I could keep it. So we've got the absinthe spritzed in there. We've got the gin, the triple sec, the Coca Americano, the lemon juice, the simple syrup. We are ready to go. We're going to throw some ice in here. And then this cubed ice. I'm going to shake it. We go shake it, baby. We start off slow. Nice and easy. Then we're going to take it up a notch, get a little rough. Tina Turner reference there for y'all. Nice, shaking up. Now, we're going to double strain this. Where's my other strainer? There it is. Get back here. Because my wife is on the ball. Is washing the stuff as we go. Here we go, double straining the last word. There's the last word for her. And then this one will be for me. Backing off on the volume pretty considerably, because every time I do this, I wind up multiple drinks behind her because I'm talking, not drinking. I guess I missed a chance, didn't I? I could have had her up here making cocktails, say, last week, and then I could have just been sitting down, coaching, and having her bring drinks to me. How did I miss out on that? I guess I'm not smart like that. All right, this is a Corpse Survivor #2. This should be garnished with a lemon zest. I, in fact, do have a lemon right here. And behind my ice chest, I have, okay, that was putting weight on that leg. That I should not do too much of that. It's one thing to just take a couple of steps on it. It's another to just dump all of my COVID weight upon that leg. It's a pretty sad lemon peel here. I'm not getting much oil off of this peel. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in there anyway. See how this works. As your lemons get older, the peel will get thinner and thinner, and they will start to dry out, and you'll lose some of those essential oils. And as a consequence, you don't get quite the essential oil blast that you're looking for. So I'm going to do a second one over here, twist that, and then I'm just going to drop this in here because I've got like barely nothing here on the last word. So this is not the last word. What am I saying? This is not the last word. This is a Corpse Survivor. This is a Corpse Survivor #2 for Easter. What do you think? How's the wife doing over there? She's still working on that cocktail? She is. Okay, so I'm gonna take a sip of hers because I can. Oh, that is such a delightful cocktail. Oh wow!
I'm here.
Are you? So while you're here, over there in that container, there should be my absinthe. And it's a little green bottle.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking for it.
Right there. There we go. It's not labeled. Because I did mention I was going to put a drop or two of absinthe in before I shook it, and I didn't. So I'm just going to add a drop right there. There you go. And that'll close up nicely. There. Corpse Survivor, number 2 for the wife. No, I'm just going to take it. Yeah, isn't that great? It's just an awesome cocktail, right? And what better drink to commemorate the risen Lord than the Corpse Survivor number 2?
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the humor of that. You better be enjoying the humor of that, because it's only going to get weirder and darker. Because we are not doing 3 drinks tonight. No, no, no. We've got a 4th drink for you. And I got 10 minutes to do it. Cool, I can do that. We're going to knock back the Corpse Survivor. Hopefully that'll give me the spunk to go on, because this last drink is a doozy. All right, that's tasty. That is really good. There's a reason why that is a classic cocktail. Oh man, me likey. But I have 2 other drinks sitting here in front of me. Let's go back to the cherry blossom. That's still tart. It's going to be a little diluted at this point, but wow. That drink takes on a whole new complexion after having Corpse Survivor, and not a good one. This again shows you that for, I guess, you veteran drinkers out there of cocktails, you probably already glommed onto this, but the order in which you have cocktails will in fact affect the flavor profile of the cocktails that you have. The Corpse Survivor isn't particularly aggressive. It is well melded together, and as a consequence, when you go back and you taste something like the cherry blossom comes across as being a little punchy, like a fruit punch kind of thing, despite the fact that it has very little in it that would make it fruit punchy. So I guess it's just the tiny little bit of grenadine that's in there. Wow. Order a cherry blossom and then order a Corpse Survivor. That's the rule. 2 down. Feeling no pain. At least that's what I'm telling myself. All right, so last cocktail. Look, you heard Star reference it earlier. You've seen it online. People referring to Zombie Jesus, right? I know there's a debate whether it's Zombie Jesus or Lich Jesus, whatever. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and we're going to make essentially a classic 1934 zombie. But instead of that, instead of just using those classic ingredients, we're going to use tequila for some of the ingredients. And so we're not calling this Zombie Jesus, but we will call it Zombie Jesus. How's that? There you go. Zombie Jesus for all of you on this Easter evening. All right. So what are we going to do? We are going to get another shaker out. Aha. One clean shaker. There is no fashionola in the original zombie recipe. In fact, there's no fashionola in any zombie recipe except this one. So I'm going to go ahead and use fashionola in place of the usual teaspoon, 1/4 ounce of grenadine. We're going to use a 1/4 ounce of fashionola. And this is, in fact, Jonathan English's fashionola. It's the red version. If any of you remember Hawaiian Punch as a drink, this is kind of like a little bit of a watered down Hawaiian Punch concentrate, right? So if you think a Hawaiian Punch concentrate, add a little water to it, you're getting pretty close to this. Maybe tart it up a little bit with some passion fruit or something along those lines. So we're going to go with a 1/4 ounce. There we go, 1/4 ounce fashionola. It's going to change the flavor a bit from the grenadine. The grenadine is, of course, pomegranate based. Pomegranate and sugar syrup, essentially. So this is going to have a different flavor to it, but there's only a 1/4 ounce in here. Mostly what it's bringing to the party is a coloration, and I think that'll be just fine. Good. Half ounce of Dawn's Mix. So here's where we get fun. So Dawn's Mix is a mix of grapefruit juice and spiced or cinnamon syrup. And it is 2-to-1 grapefruit to cinnamon syrup. So what we're going to do is we are going to grab the spiced syrup. I'm going to go 1/4 ounce of the spiced syrup. There we go. And then I'm going to add grapefruit juice to bring that to 3/4 ounce. Where's my grapefruit juice? I think we're going to make it tonight. All right, so we're going to need a 1/2 ounce of this. So this is going to be 2-to-1 grapefruit juice to spiced syrup. Do need to stir this up just a tad. Now, tricky bit here is we only need a 1/2 ounce of this, which means there's going to be a 1/4 ounce left. So I need to pour this and have a 1/4 ounce left. So we'll see how well we do here. Yeah, okay, that'll work. Pretty darn close there. Not so bad. My bartender eye is getting better. All right. What's next? What is next? Falernum. So we get a 1/2 ounce of falernum, and I did not bring my John D. Taylor falernum out, so we're just going to go ahead and use the Bitter Truth falernum. Smaller bottle. I keep it on hand. And was it 3/4 or 1/2 ounce? 1/2 ounce falernum. Too many ingredients, can't keep track of how much for each one. 1/2 ounce. 1/2 ounce falernum. There's clove, there's lime, there's almond, there's various other things in here. It's really tasty and adds that spicy note to the cocktail. Not spicy hot, but spicy Jamaican kind of spices to it. We need 3/4 ounce of lime juice. So go over here. Be good. This will clear out the jigger. Have you noticed I've gotten better about holding onto my jiggers, making them more stable? Right? Like that. Here we go. At least I'm trying. Now, this is not an entirely tequila-based drink. We're going to go ahead and go with a simple but still flavorful rum. And so we're going to go with, if I can find it, yeah, there it is. We're going to go with the Bacardi 8. A good solid Puerto Rican style rum. We need 1.5 ounces of this. I would not substitute really any of the sort of standard Bacardi line. I would not go with the Bacardi Superior or the Bacardi Gold or even the Bacardi Black or whatever it is, Bacardi Select, whatever it is they're calling it. Definitely none of the spiced or flavored Bacardis. You want to go with one of the Bacardi Premiums, which is going to be like the 8, the 10. There's a couple of others out there, but you don't need anything too extravagant. So, you know, we're going with the 8, which I think is perfectly right for this cocktail. Then the Jesus portion comes in. We need some tequila. We need 1/2 ounce of Añejo tequila, and we're going with one of my favorites, which is Herradura. If I can get it open, there we go. This is so yummy. This is also what I was drinking after I did my doctoral, my defense of my dissertation. Didn't know whether I had, well, okay, by that time I actually knew that I had passed the defense.
But we didn't know when we were planning it.
But we didn't know when we were planning the after party. And so it was decided that we were going to be drinking tequila, and folks should bring tequila to this party. And one of two things. Either we were going to get schnockered because, woo, my dissertation was done and I had successfully defended it, or I was going to be sad and depressed and needed to be consoled by tequila. And as a consequence, I started drinking some pretty decent tequilas at that time. And this is by far the star from that evening. Aside from my lovely wife that got me through that dissertation, the Herradura Añejo. And then we need a Reposado tequila as well. And I do not actually have Herradura's Resposado, but what I do have sitting right next to it on my bar is the El Tesoro. And so we're going to use that. And yes, I know I am mixing tequilas from all over the place. Can't get too far away because they all have to be grown in the same part of Mexico anyway. So what do we need? We need an ounce here of this. 1 ounce. El Tesoro Resposado. So now we got the Jesus component into our zombie Jesus. And then we need 2 dashes of bitters. Like most recipes, they're calling for Angostura bitters, and we're going to tiki it up. We're going to use the Typhoon Tiki bitters. I told you I was going to need them again. I'm going to do 2 dashes. There's 1. There's 2. And like any good zombie recipe, there's a little absinthe in this. There are, in fact, 6 drops of absinthe. Absinthe can be pretty potent stuff. You don't want it to overpower the cocktail, but it shows up in a number of tiki cocktails as just sort of a back note where you don't need much of it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this dropper is pretty small, so we're going to go with 2 more, 7 and 8. If you're using a normal medicine dropper, though, I would go ahead and keep it at the 6. There we go. Those are the ingredients for the zombie Jesus. And now we need to shake this with crushed ice. See how much crushed ice we have. Oh yeah, we should be all right. Should be fine. Oh, look at me moving around on 2 legs, mostly. Word to the wise. Make sure you step on all of the steps. It's so much easier when going down the stairs. Don't miss one. All right, we're gonna do the same thing we did before. Tap, tap. Start this off slow. It's getting cold. Crushed ice gets you colder faster. It really does. Seems good to me. That's yeah, you run your finger over it and it freezes right back up. Yeah, that's cold. And this one just goes straight into the glass. And in this case, I'm going to follow your instructions. You said tall and narrow. We're going tall and narrow. How tall? How narrow do we want to go? Zombie kitty cat? Zombie kitty cat glass. Right there. Here's our little zombie kitty cat glass. Got it? Look at that. Pretty cute stuff. This just goes straight in. Get about 3/4 up. Then you might want to throw the strainer on here just in case. You don't want to get too high. There we go. I would really like to garnish this with some mint. My mint is in the back room. So I'm going to plaintively call for my wife and ask her to go get me some mint. Woman, go fetch me some mint. Yeah, why not? All right, I'm going to actually take a little bit of lemon here. Fresh lemon. Where's a knife? There's a knife. Oh. Thank you. It's a pot o' lemon. Pot o' mint. Pot o' lemon, right? Yeah. There we go. I'll just stick that on the edge here. Right there. Stick a bunch of mint in there. There's a leaf. Hey David, you ready to slam some Riesling? Because we're gonna spank a little mint here. All right. Spank it to mint. Spank, 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 spank the mint. Spank the mint. The mint has been well and truly spunked, spanked. Whatever. However that goes. All right, that's gonna just drop right in there. Oh my goodness. Looking gorgeous here. We need a straw. We need a straw. Fine. We're just gonna go we just keep using these all the time. All the freaking time. We use these bamboo glass straws, glass bamboo straws from Surfside Sips. Just use them all the time for drinks that have crushed ice in them. So this goes in here. There you go. This is the Zombie Jesus. Let's see what this tastes like. Huh. Well, that is not going to replace the zombie in the pantheon of cocktails. Would you grab me a different straw?
Okay.
Like one of the metal straws. It's just it's a hint of like almost a dustiness. So I wonder if for some reason we didn't get a straw cleaned or wasn't cleaned entirely well last time. So I'm going to switch to a different straw.
See if that changes it.
See if that changes it. If not, then I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. A little bit. That. Okay, if you have a regular zombie, so the standard 1934 class of zombie, you know you are drinking a potent drink. That does not.
There is a dustiness to it.
Yeah, this does not taste like a potent drink, though.
No, it doesn't.
So this is dangerous.
Danger zombie.
In that, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to roll back the rock, you might expect that there would be a little dust that might get in your drink.
Okay,
so there
okay.
So there, how's that? That's my comeback for the Zombie Jesus. So this is a zombie cocktail composed of both rum and tequila. It's interesting how the tequila is giving it that dusty flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it could be that is doing that. Very strange. Very, very strange.
Very strange.
But yeah, perfectly fine and
Yummy.
tasty cocktail that I'm only going to see a little bit of probably. Yeah, because this is going to go away. That's it, my friends. That is 4 cocktails. Most of which have been downed by this one. Some of which has been downed by me.
And a toast.
And a toast. I hope you have enjoyed this. So this is a tribute to spring and Easter and a little tongue-in-cheek, and hopefully you've had a little fun with us along the way. This has been number 51. So next week, 52, it will have been a full year's worth of doing this every week. If you had told me that when I started this, I wouldn't have believed you. For one thing, I just intended this to last through the quarantine, and I didn't expect the quarantine to be a year long. And, well, it's longer than a year. So here's to all of us. Spring is breaking. Things are getting better. People are getting vaccinations. Oh, we should have done it in the Mandalorian mug, and I didn't think about it. Oh, that was my intent. But no, I wanted to go back and tell the tall and narrow drink because you asked me to. And besides, Zombie Kitty, how awesome is that? So she's going to dance.
Meow.
I'm not. I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to do the high school male dance of not moving my legs. How's that? And I'm going to drink the remainder of whatever is in here. Things have been added to that along the way. I'm not entirely really sure. I think this is mostly Sin Takes a Holiday at this point, right? Maybe with a little bit of the rum left over from the toast. So to all of you, happy springtime, happy Easter, happy renewal of whatever. It's no longer winter. Yay. We've made it through the dark times. Let's hope. There will be dark times in the future, but not right now. So drink up, be hearty, my friends, and we'll see you next week with Quarantiki number 52. Oh my gosh, it's been a year. Yay! Drink up.